Hello guys and welcome. I hope that you're doing well. My name is UHDking, or I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K, and during this video I'm going to demonstrate the world's record while running Counter-Strike 2 PC game in 16K video resolution. 16K gameplay, 16K benchmark. This is going to be for the first time 16K UHD in a Counter-Strike 2 PC game as a world record. And my name is UHDking, and I'm the first YouTuber that did it, guys. Today is February 5th, 2024, as you saw. Let's go ahead and keep going, guys. Real quick, let me introduce you to a system I'm going to comment in real time just in case. As you can see, my desktop is set to 16K video resolution, and I'm going to use the magnifier zoom tool under Windows 10 Professional Operating System. And I'm going to zoom in. Look how sharp everything is. Try to do something like that 1000% under the Windows magnifier zoom tool in your 4K HD video resolution. Everything will be so pixelated, and over here everything is still so sharp. So this is going to be, by the way, a dual world record, because today I'm going to show you the first video card that is able to run Counter-Strike 2 PC game in 16K video resolution. The first one ever, which was the Nvidia Titan RTX video card introduced by Nvidia in 2018. And the key is, this is going to be the gamer's video card, the first one in the world. The key is 24 GB of video RAM and GPU that is capable to perform under this crazy resolution, which is 132.7 megapixels or 16K UHD video resolution, and will be almost the maximum video resolution that is possible in PC gaming in 2024, including all kind of open source and commercial APIs such as DirectX, OpenGL, OpenCL, CUDA, Vulkan, Mantle, and Apple Metal APIs. Maximum 3D in real-time rendering capabilities is 16K video resolution, a little bit above of 16K UHD by 1000 pixels. By the end of this video, I'm going to demonstrate it for you. Or actually, I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now, but let me real quick go ahead for the fact, show you my system, and we're gonna keep moving, guys. So as you can see, I put the specs for you here. Please watch this video on 4K UHD as minimum screen, but I advise you to watch it in 8K UHD because I'm recording this video with Nvidia Shadowplay. My Nvidia driver is hacked to be able to output to 16K video resolution because it's kind of locked for the gamers, but you can unlock it. It's already ready. And even in the Turing GPU architecture on the Nvidia Shadowplay with the old school codec, it's capable to encode in real time 8K UHD. Nvidia logged this capability for us before they introduced the AV1 codec, but throughout their white papers in Nvidia Turing GPU architecture that is powering Titan RTX video card as GPU by Nvidia TU102 GPU, the same GPU that was powered Quadra RTX 6000 video cards and Quadra RTX 8000 video cards, just identical GPU TU102. So let me show you. First of all, I'm going to overclock the Titan RTX. So this is the values on the Titan RTX when it's not overclocked. Official values by the Nvidia. So pixel fill rate will be 169.9 gigapixels. This is we're going to overclock that through the GPU. It's going to increase. Textual fill rate 509 gigatexels, and bandwidth is 672 gigabytes per second. When I'm going to overclock my video RAM, my bandwidth will grow by additional 120 gigabytes per second and will be equal to GDR6 on the Nvidia RTX Story series video cards such as RTX 3080 video card that featuring GDR6, because it's going to feature a little bit updated GDR6 while compared to the Nvidia RTX 20 series video cards. And in our case, Titan RTX video card is Nvidia RTX 20 series video card flagship. Okay, it's a little bit faster than Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti video card by 256 CUDA cores, and Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti video card is not capable to run 16K UHD video resolution because it doesn't have enough of video RAM. And as again, video RAM is the key, 24 gigabytes or 24,576 megabytes. All right. So this is the system. Let me overclock the Titan RTX, and I just overclocked it. Keep in mind that I'm coming in real time. Artificial intelligence removing some noise that generated by dual fan on Titan RTX that's going to run right now at 100% constantly. And I'm not using the GPU artificial intelligence noise removal, which is the best Nvidia RTX voice, because it takes some FPS down by about 10% on the Turing GPU architecture. I'm using the CPU artificial intelligence noise removal, so it's removing that noise that generated by the fans while running at 100%. And the CPU artificial noise removal only take 1 FPS down while doing that. So my voice can be a little bit disturbed, but it doesn't capture that noise because it's pretty noisy in the room. So as you can see, guys, immediately we went pixel fill rate by by 8 gigapixels per second. Textual fill rate increased by 30 gigatexels per second. And bandwidth, just like I promised, this is the video RAM bandwidth. GDDR6 on our 24 gigabyte of Titan RTX video RAM increased by 120 gigabytes per second. This is unbelievable, guys. Increase through the free overclock, through the software, through the MS Afterburner, which I consider home safe environment overclock. But as again, if you're going to overclock your PC components, video card, CPUs, or PC, you are doing it on your own risk and expenses. Nobody going to compensate you anything. Please keep that in mind. But I'm going to have an excellent tutorial how to overclock the Titan RTX for the best possible performance, how to overclock the Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti video card. Due that I had 2 RTX 2080 Ti video cards and SLI, and I'm going to have the best video tutorial how to overclock the i9-9900K, which is the Intel 9th Gen CPU. You don't want to miss it. Will be available over the UHDking.com. So over the UHDking.com. But as again, you are overclocking on your own risk and expenses. Nobody going to compensate you anything. This is the educational video. So as you can see, my DDR4, which is the system RAM, capable to push maximum at its maximum capabilities, 50,000 megabytes or 50 gigabytes per second. So our overclock of additional 120 gigabytes per second on our video RAM DDR6, twice faster than our system RAM DDR4 can push. And this is a very crucial moment. Keep your mind at this. DDR4 running below 45 nanoseconds, which is even below 45 nanoseconds. Okay, and I also overclocked the level 3 cache, level 2 cache, and level 1 cache through the cache frequency overclock besides the frequency of the CPU. This is how I'm always running. From 34 multiplier, and the cache frequency is overclocked to 48 multiplier. So cache frequency on our CPU is running 4800 megahertz or 4.8 gigahertz, and it's reduced also the level 1 cache, level 2 cache, level 3 cache to unheard of values for the Intel 9th Gen CPU, which is 9900K. Okay, NS stands for the nanoseconds. The lower value is better. Gigabytes and megabytes, the higher value is better. So our CPU clock is 5100 megahertz per every single core, which is 5.1 gigahertz. Keep that in mind, and it's going to keep like that because the AVX2 instruction set to 51 multiplier and external frequency set to 51 multiplier, so it's not going to jump. This is the maximum possible stable scenario. However, our CPU today is running without the hyper-threading technology because the hyper-threading technology is logical threads, and they kind of slow when we're talking about the Intel Gen 9 CPU. So 2.5 physical threads is equal 8 logical threads through the hyper-threading technology. So this is how slow they are, like almost by 3 times. So I decided to eliminate that, and I'm only running physical cores, physical threads. 8 cores, 8 threads. So hyper-threading technology is disabled in the BIOS of the motherboard, which will be the ASUS Z390 chipset, ASUS Maximus Hera 11. All right. The video card running a PCI Express Generation 3, but 8X. It's unfixable on this motherboard. Not sure why. I have 2 Titan RTX video cards, but right now it's only single Titan RTX is installed. I tried both of them. I don't have M.2 SSD installed at all on my motherboard, and it's still 8X. I said to the motherboard support, bandwidth 16x, PCI Express Gen 3, but it's still 8x. It did it the same thing on my RTX 2080 Ti video card. I had both RTX 2080 Ti video cards tested. I don't think there's something wrong with the motherboard, because I also had the ASUS Z370 motherboard, which is Maximus Hero 10, and it's also done it with the Titan RTXs and RTX 2080 Ti video cards. So there is something wrong with the ASUS here. Alright, so this is the memory. Memory is running the fast possible stable performance. That's why my system RAM, as you saw, was below 44 nanoseconds. Due that I'm running 3200 megahertz, which is 1600 megahertz internal, but times 2 because DDR4 3200 megahertz external. And you would say, look, but 3200 megahertz for DDR4 is not such a big deal. It is not such a big deal when it's running CL18 or CL16 or even CL14, but I'm running CL11, guys. The low value is better. 1T command. 4 sticks, 8 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes total, dual channel, 128-bit, and as you can see, the cache frequency, which is on-core frequency, running 4.8 gigahertz or 48 multiplier, 4800 megahertz. So that's why the latency for the caches in terms of nanoseconds as low as possible. And as again, latency and as nanoseconds, we want to keep as low as possible. All right. So this is actually the Corsair DDR4 5000 megahertz CL18, but unstable on this motherboard. Due that I believe it's using the Micron technology chips. And when it comes to DDR4, if you're looking for highest possible frequency in terms of DDR4, you want to have Samsung B die chips. Okay, and this is the Micron. Micron is love the low latency, but hates high frequency when it comes to DDR4, while Samsung B die chips love high frequency but hate low latency. But the problem is, when we're talking about the latency in DDR4, one step down in terms of the CL is equal to 200 megahertz. So actually I'm clocking it memory by latency CL all the way from 18 to 11, and it's like 7 steps. So 7 steps times 200 will be 1400, guys, megahertz. So 1400 megahertz equal to we gotta add it to 3200 megahertz to be able to have CL18. So 3200 megahertz plus 1400 megahertz will be 4600 megahertz CL18. So pretty much it's equal to 4600 or 4800 megahertz CL18 running on this motherboard, because it's not supported on this motherboard ASUS Z390 chipset, ASUS Maximus 11 here to run this memory by Corsair DDR4 5000 megahertz CL18. Keep that in mind. Corsair told me it's only capable to run this memory on the MSI Carbon Extreme, but Z390 chipset, but I have some doubts. But we're going to test it because I'm going to build the Intel 12 Gen CPU system, 12900K on the DDR platform as well as DDR5 platform, just for you guys, for the content. And I'm going to test it because that any motherboard on the Intel 12 Gen CPU that's supporting Intel 12 Gen CPUs with DDR4 supporting way above 5000 megahertz. Alright, so we're going to test it and find out if Corsair lied to us or not. Alright, so Titan RTX is running right now overclock. Only single one is installed, as you can see. Here we go. Here's some information. Samsung GDR6, 24 gigabytes of video RAM. Alright, and this is how it's scored on the 8 physical cores, 8 physical threads, 7.4 times. Great score for the Intel Gen 9 CPU, but without the hyper threading technology. It's locked in the BIOS, which is disabled. So multi-thread 4500 points. Sometimes it's scoring a little bit below, just by few points. But when we're talking PC games in 2024, 2025 or older games, we're talking about single thread performance. The high value is better. 610 at 5.1 gigahertz. This is unbelievable nice. Keep that in mind, because 7800X 3D scoring 670. Alright, so I'm like 50 points below Ryzen 7 7800X 3D, and I'm kind of equal in terms of 3D mark with that CPU, because this is how well the CPU is overclocked with this DDR4 lowest latency delay and absolutely unbelievable performance. I'm about to wrap up with the system, but I decided to go ahead and show you how the system actually, with the first generation of the RTX video cards and the CPU that was available, the flagship CPU that was available for PC gaming in 2018, when the Titan RTX was released performed. So this is the purpose of this video, to demonstrate you the maximum performance of the Nvidia RTX first generation of the video cards, which is such a big deal, and I'm going to explain to you in the different videos why it's a big deal. It's as big deal as GeForce 8000 series flagship video cards for the Nvidia milestone. Alright guys, so this is the deal right here. This is the GPU benchmark CPU compared with the GPU, and everything is explained to you. So before we're going to jump in, one more thing for you. Before we're going to jump in, let me show it to you first of all that my desktop is set to 16K UHD video resolution display settings, and then I'm going to show you that right there. See that desktop set to 15,360 by 8,640. Let me zoom in to 1600%. Right now I'm zooming to 1600% on a Nvidia on a Windows magnifier zoom tool. 1600%, 16K UHD, 132.7 megapixels, 100%. This is how a desktop set. And also let me demonstrate you the driver. First of all, on the driver, it says there is no DSR. I'm running the 8K UHD screen, but it doesn't matter what screen you're running. It's still going to be performing 16K UHD rendering in real time, just like native, because the Nvidia driver is modified or hacked in real time through the system RAM debugger tool, and in real time it's possible. I learned that in 2007 as a Visual Basic 6 developer while learning my first language, how to do it. All the Visual Basic 6 developers, good developers, know about it. You can modify any application to the system RAM debugger tool if the application is running on your local PC. So this is what's up, guys. It's set to the maximum possible performance. As you can see, it's going to generate maximum possible FPS as possible and utilize our GPU to the maximum possible. Go ahead and smash that pause button and like button to support. By the way, a lot of time, money, energy is invested, and see for yourself. All right, so what else? Oh yeah, about the resolution. Actually, about the resolution, let me zoom in for you. About the resolution, guys, and show you that it's set to 15,360 by 8,640 at 60 hertz. Okay, so it's hacked and it's thinking like it is what it is, but it's outputting to 8K UHD. Keep that in mind. All right. So I covered that part, right? Let's go ahead and execute it. Also, very important thing under the Nvidia Shadow Player, which is GeForce Game Experience, how to verify if you're running 16K UHD. It's pretty simple. Your thing right here, Counter Strike, supposed to say right here, supposed to say 15,360 by 8,640. This is the lowest possible visual preset. This is how we're gonna do it, because I already benchmarked it kinda to find out what's going on. This is how it should be. If it doesn't say like that under the Nvidia Shadow Play, under the Nvidia GeForce Experience application, then you're not running native. And Nvidia doesn't think it's a DSR. Even if DSR that's supporting on Turing GPU architecture called DSR Legacy, because the newer DSR on Nvidia under RTX 4000 series video cards or RTX 40 series video cards called DSR, but DSR Legacy didn't use any artificial intelligence, and do not confuse the DSR with DLSS. DLSS is upscale, DSR is rendering natively and then downscale to outputting whatever screen you have. But the newer DSR for the RTX 40 series video cards, such as RTX 4090 video card, RTX 4080 video card, RTX 4080 Ti video card, is using a little bit of artificial intelligence throughout few of the frames, but the quality is almost as good as native, because, as again, do not consider it as DLSS. DLSS one is upscale, DSR one is not. But Turing GPU architecture doesn't support the DSR, and is supporting the DSR Legacy, what Nvidia calls it, in 2024 throughout its drivers, and it's using zero artificial intelligence. But right now, Nvidia driver and Windows 10 professional operating system that I'm using today doesn't understand that it's DSR, thinking that it's outputting to a native 16K UHD screen. Keep that in mind. All Alright, so this part is covered. As again, I'm recording with Nvidia Shadowplay, so please go ahead and add at least 2 FPS to the FPS counter without the recording. Okay, because it's recording on the same computer and it's recording not in 4K HD as a regular Nvidia Shadowplay. Because my Nvidia driver is modified and hacked, it's outputting and recording in 8K HD at 130 megabit per second file. And I'm just going to upload it the way it is without any modifications. I'm running the soundtrack in the background. I'm not going to add this soundtrack. Keep that in mind. It's running the soundtrack, by the way. There is copyright, royalty free, and the soundtrack will be at the foot of the Sphinx, Twin Musicom. All right, provided by the YouTube, royalty freeze, all rights reserved for the UHDking.com YouTube channel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and execute, guys. I'm going to go ahead now and execute the Counter-Strike, and let's go ahead and have a look. We're going to start with the lowest possible visual preset at the low settings, and then I'm going to show you lowest possible visual preset, but not the low settings, and then the settings that we can push forward, because 16K UHD video resolution is very stressful in Counter-Strike 2 PC game, in CS2 PC game. Keep that in mind, and we'll learn that through the previous benchmarks in 10K video resolution and 12K video resolution. Keep that in mind. So 16K video resolution is not a joke. It's 132.7 megapixels per every single frame rendered in real time. I put in the specs for you at the right top corner. Let me make it a little bit larger than that. It's too small. And let me increase a little bit. There is some guy with the blue hair. Not sure. It's one of the subscribers subscribed to me on the Steam. He's a subscriber on YouTube, and he subscribed to me on Steam, and I added him, but he changed the icon to a blue hair. Not sure why. I'm not a big fan of the guys in the blue hair. Keep that in mind. Anyways, the data display for you at the, let me actually make it the maximum, as you can see, at the maximum. Let me increase the font to the maximum possible font. Right here. Oh, nope. Doesn't want to show it. That maximum possible font look like not displaying. It's too much of megapixels. The font is not as a vector. It's kind of font on the Windows, and it's going to be like that. All right. So we're gonna look at it like that. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and get going. I'll a little bit test it a little bit. Alright, to find out what's going on. Let me open up the menu. As you can see, it's just frozen in the menu. It takes some time. Every single new environment loading look like a menu is kind of stressful, because as again it's stressful. As you can see right now at the right top corner, we are utilizing 22,132 megabytes, almost 23 gigabytes is utilized, and we are already utilizing system RAM almost 26,000 megabytes. So this is a clear sign that we are floating, I would say, around 13 gigabytes. Instead of loading it through the level second cache after GPU process on a level 1 cache, send it to level second cache, and then through the level second cache, GPU sending to the video RAM, but we don't have enough of video RAM, so Nvidia driver controls that. So instead of crashing it into blue screen and crashing the game, it's still using the system RAM. This is how Nvidia driver designed, and we'll learn that together with me, guys. You learn that together with me over the UHDking.com, because nobody shared it with you, and this how I find out through my tests in above 8K UHD video resolution that nobody does it, and I am as UHDking. Now you're gonna know why UHDking was the first pioneer that tested over the UHDking.com YouTube channel any games and recorded and shared with you on YouTube in 2016 while running 4 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture, and the game was Half-Life 2 before the Linus Media Group did, 6 months before the Linus Media Group did, but he never provided any credits to me. He also tested the Half-Life 2, he tested the games that I did, but never provided any games, and he received about similar results. Anyways, it was in 2016. So 22,000 megabytes system RAM utilization, but supposed to be maximum below 13 gigabytes of system RAM utilization. This is what we learned in Counter-Strike 2 PC game benchmarks in 4K UHD video resolution all the way to 12K UHD video resolution. When it's not overloading the video RAM, the CS2 or Counter-Strike to PC game utilizing about 12,000 megabytes of the system RAM. So we can assume now we are floating about 10 right now, 10 gigabytes of system RAM, video RAM into the system RAM. So the utilization should be around 32, a little bit higher than 32 gigabytes of video RAM. But Nvidia driver controls that, so without the crashing, it's unloading it towards the system RAM just to avoid the crash, which is kudos to Nvidia, such a great company. I'm a big fan of Nvidia Jensen Huang, which is the CEO and founder of the Nvidia. Guys, please let him know that he's supposed to send me the Quadra RTX 6000 either video cards to support me, because I cannot afford it. But I was always into the above 8K UHD video resolution since 2016. I invested a lot of money towards the Nvidia equipment, because only Nvidia equipment is leading equipment right now since 2016. AMD cannot touch it, guys, even right now. But 16K UHD video resolution was available already in a lot of games to the PC gamers all the way back in 2016, and I was testing in 2016 the prototype of the first 8K UHD screen, but it was already available in the end of 2016. Dell 8K UHD screen, I believe it was like 32 inches, something like that. But I was testing actually much larger like that. It was Smart TV by Microsoft for one of the largest firms, and as a system engineer. So that's how I got it into 8K and above 8K UHD video resolution. And I tested my system, the Mozilla PC version, I believe version 3 or version 4 it was during that time, that had 4 Titan X Maxwell GPU architecture in 4-way SLI. Alright guys, so I'm also going to test with the 2 Titan RTX video cards in SLI. So in 2-way SLI by Nvidia will be tested. So don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and yeah, let's go ahead and keep moving, guys. Alright, it's very late. It's like 5 a.m. Actually, it's early. I just woke up and I decided to go ahead and do it. I'm sipping some hot coffee. So let's go ahead and have a look, guys. I decided to go ahead and show it to you as the first pioneer of 16K video resolution. A lot of copycats will be copying me, but over here you're watching the real deal. Take it as native. Plus minus 1 FPS. This is how it's going to be native on the same system. Alright. So yeah, let's go ahead and check the video settings. Alright, this was the introduction. So video settings, full screen windowed mode. This is how we're gonna do it, and we're gonna start with the lowest possible visual presets. As you can see, right now it's low possible visual preset set the way it is, and you can see the textures didn't load it yet. It's still loading the textures. Let's wait a little bit. It's going to load up the textures. It's still not loaded the textures yet. As you can see, it's a color on the pixels on the texture on those 3D parameters without the texture is loaded yet. It's gonna take some time, because as again I believe a lot of data stored in the system RAM, and it's pulling the data instead of video RAM. Video RAM, as you saw while the Titan RTX is overclocked, is almost 800 gigabytes per second. 800 gigabytes per second bandwidth on a video RAM today on our Titan RTX GeForce, while the system RAM maximum 50 gigabytes per second or 50,000 megabytes per second, a little bit lower than that, as you saw, while the system RAM DDR4 is outputting as its maximum potentials way above that it designed, because I lowered the latencies and do the manipulation, and way below that even CPU designed to support. But we overclock our CPU, we increase the impulsing and we increase the bandwidth automatically and artificially on our CPU. So it's 50,000 megabytes per second bandwidth on the DDR4 or 50 gigabytes, while the video RAM is 800 gigabytes per second, a little bit lower than that, but same as GDR6 on the RTX 3080 video card, a little bit newer generation, which is the Nvidia Ampere GPU architecture, which is by the way the same performance as Titan RTX, but RTX 3080 video card doesn't feature 24 gigabyte of video RAM, and if your video card by Nvidia is not featuring DDR video RAM as 24 gigabytes or above, you won't be able to run this test. Keep that in mind, because we are already struggling with this test. Alright guys, so it's still loading. It didn't load it. Let me switch to low just to demonstrate it to you, but it is low, believe me. Alright, it's gonna take some time to apply that, to verify that. This is how the constructor may be looking at low. I'm not sure. As you can see, it's using the Fidelity FX Super Resolution Balance. So I'm gonna test it like this because this is how it is under the low visual preset, no matter what is the resolution. I'm going to test it like that, and then I'm going to remove Fidelity FX Super Resolution to make it disabled, but still going to use the lowest possible visual preset to find out. So we're gonna start with the test like that. All right, so it was like that, believe me, when I loaded. Every time I'm gonna switch the video resolution preset, I'm going to reboot. Keep that in mind, okay, just in case you offload some data from a system RAM and video RAM, and to clean the garbage collector. Alright, so I'm gonna run the command. As you can see, when I pull up the console, it's already tell us that we overloaded our video RAM. So this is the sign. You're not gonna see it under 4K HD jumping. This is the error, dun, 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 and it says what it is. Go ahead and press the pause. It says like that starting since 12K UHD video resolution that I tested, or even 10K video resolution that I tested at the maximum visual presets. It's doing this error. And the game engine by Valve already knows that we overloaded our video RAM, but Nvidia knows that, and it's offloading some data without the crashing. But the game engine thinking it's about to crash, and sending us the error. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the FPS command, FPS underscore max, and I'm gonna set to 1000, which is the maximum. Okay, so it's gonna set to 999. Which is the maximum supported by the game engine. Next thing, I'm going to call the play demo command space, and I'm going to use the same demo that I'm using while testing Titan RTX in all those resolutions. I'm going to share with you the demo in the video description, and I will try to actually develop as a software developer benchmark so we can use this demo. But if not, you can call the command and bench it yourself. I'm going to share this demo for you in the video description if you're watching it on YouTube, only on the video description, or in video comments if you're watching it on YouTube, but by me. Make sure it's by me so you can download it and test it yourself. So let's go ahead and start it. It's a multiplayer game. It's playing multiplayer, and we're gonna real quick and test it. Hopefully it's not going to crash, because while I'm recording in real time with Nvidia Shadowplay software, we're increasing that stress on the system above than when I'm not recording, because it's using the same computer and recording in 8K HD. So at about 2 FPS to FPS counter without the recording, it consumes 2 FPS, what I saw. So the lowest possible visual preset then, but still with that Nvidia Fidelity FX, which is kind of upscale. So most likely it's running at balance. Most likely it's running maybe 8K HD and upscaling to 16K HD. Let's go ahead and have a look how it is right now, and then I'm going to Fidelity FX. I'm going to completely disable it, and lowest possible visual preset, which will be 16K HD native. Every time I'm going to load the demo with the Sharp key, I'm pretty much what I do, I'm just clearing the average FPS, so average FPS will be correctly. So 30 FPS, so I believe you're running actually 8K HD, maybe a little bit higher than 8K HD, because under the 8K HD at the lowest possible visual preset was much higher FPS like that. But as again, lowest possible visual preset in the game is using the Fidelity FX, so maybe under the 8K HD it was 4K HD, that's why the FPS was very high, almost like 100. Under the EKHD. But as again, right now within the game visual preset, which is the lowest, it's using the Fidelity FX preset, and Fidelity FX is again, it's upscaled by the AMD, it's open source, so it's not native. But I'm about to test native. I'm just going to disable it. The reason why I'm still using it, just to show you the visual graphic presets. Alright guys, 1 second guys, let me refresh the coffee. Keep watching it, I'll be right back in a few seconds. Yeah, I said a new coffee for me, because as again I just woke up. So guys, don't forget to smash that like button. A lot of time, money, energy is invested, and I decided to share with you as soon as possible. I just tested, and it's not runnable at high visual preset or very high visual preset, but it's still runnable at lowest possible visual preset. And I decided to test it and share it with you. The reason of this video to see how the first generation of Nvidia RTX video cards, a flagship of the first generation Nvidia RTX video card or RTX 20 series video cards, that is the first generation, performs. Because as again, RTX 20 series video cards or the first generation of the Nvidia RTX video cards is a big deal because it's featuring so much technologies. It's a big deal in terms of the Nvidia milestone, just like GeForce 8000 series, GeForce 8800 Ultra and GTXs. And those YouTubers, reviewers, they do not understand that, and I'm going to explain to you as a game developer, gamer, PC hardware enthusiast, some information that those copycats, those big multi-million YouTube channels doesn't understand why it is, because I have the knowledge as the game developer, system engineer, and it's going to be a very valuable video, but I'm going to explain to you in a different video. I cannot explain to you guys everything in this video. Look how beautiful 16K video resolution looks like, and the scope actually is fixed under 16K UHD video resolution. It's not any longer totally black screen like it was under 10K UHD video resolution and 12K video resolution. It's not any longer like that. It's a little bit fixed, a little bit under the 16K video resolution, which is 16K UHD. That scope issue is when you zoom in through the scope on the sniper rifle, is a big deal, and I was the first YouTuber that pointed out. So people that show you 8K UHD video resolution, a lot of YouTuber copycats recording that, they're not doing 8K video resolution native. See that black box right now under 16K UHD at the left top corner, but if they didn't fix it. But if I'm going to do it at 12K video resolution, it's going to be almost on the whole screen, and 10K UHD will be on the whole screen, while 7K will be also a little bit different. And go ahead and watch those videos, guys. I'm going to include in video description or video comments for you to check out, all from 4K UHD all the way to 16K UHD while running single Titan RTX and i9-9900K overclocked to 5.1 or 5.2 GHz, as well as I'm going to include for you the two Titan RTX video cards in SLI, as again in Nvidia 2-way SLI, the maximum power what Turing GPU architecture is capable to deliver for PC gamers before we're going to switch to a newer hardware, newer PC hardware systems, newer video cards, newer CPUs. Is going to be very crucial. 1 second, guys, I'll be right back. It's about to, let me refresh the coffee. Alright, I just got a new coffee cup, guys. Second coffee. As again, if you can, please donate me for a coffee. I would really appreciate that. I'm always giving away some games on Steam, on GOG, on any other platforms, as well as I'm giving away some hardware as well. So I'm looking to have your support, guys. But at least if you cannot support, smash that like button and subscribe. Share it with your friends. As again, you know why UHDking? Because I'm the first YouTuber that does it. Check it out. See that black screen at the left top corner? Under 16K UHD video resolution, this is how it looks like, guys. And it's not on the whole screen like it was under the 8K UHD. So those people, one person received 2 million views while he demonstrated the RTX 4090 video card and 8K UHD video resolution, is lied to us, because I'm testing the Counter-Strike 2 PC games since November 2023. This is how it was. That's why the reason why I never released the benchmark yet. I was waiting till they're going to fix it, but look like they're not going to fix it. But go ahead and smash that like button and share it if you know any developers of Counter-Strike a 2 PC game. Maybe they're gonna see it and they're going to change that, because about 4K UHD video resolution in Counter-Strike 2 PC game, they do have a problem with the scope. So it's not ready for the future displays. It's not ready for 8K UHD screens, guys, because that black screen will be almost on the whole screen. So people that showing you the videos 8K UHD with the RTX 4090 video card, as I saw a couple people, they receive like that crazy FPS, and they're just lying to you guys. Okay, FPS is right, but possibility, but they're lying to you. It's not native, not like native, just rendering right here. All right, so we saw that, guys, right? We saw the results. So what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and it was at the lowest possible visual preset. As again, I'm not going to edit this video. This video is real time. There is no way for me to lie, guys. I didn't see any benefits from it, like one of those cats that copying each other just for profit. I advise you to stop following them, unsubscribe on them. So everything will be just the same, but except the Fidelity FX super resolution, I'm gonna disable it. So this, I'm gonna go ahead and disable that. So that's it. We're not using the Fidelity FX super resolution. There is no upscale. This is going to be a native now. And high dynamic range, performance or quality, we're going to use just like it was on the lowest visual preset. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to real quick reboot the game. As again, the reason why I'm doing that, just to clear the garbage collector of the system RAM and video RAM, so the data that's going to be collected and pre-cached by the game engine going to be refreshed and going to be correct, because I didn't develop this raw source to game engine, and I'm not sure how it's doing that. But as a game developer, as a system engineer, as the software developer, I know it's better to do it just to be safe, so the data that you're going to see at the right top corner will be correct. By the way, that CPU utilization, see that at the right top corner, I put it for you just in case so you can see it as well. It's only 8 physical cores, 8 physical threads. Alright, let's go ahead and run it again. Where is that icon? Look how small my Windows start button looks like under 16K UHD, under 100% scale. Guys, the best way for you to show up to your friend 4 8K UHD screens, single 8K UHD screen under 65 inches or even above, in 4 of them in array, and show to him on the whole wall. And when your friend gonna see that experience, trust me, it's going to be much impressive than show him the Lamborghini. That friend will never forget that experience ever, just like you never will forget your first computer game. And I'm going to demonstrate for you in 2024 4 65 inches 8K UHD screens array, which will be 260 inches, and a lot of copycats will be doing that. But I was the first guy who shared this idea with you. You don't want to do it on Titan RTX, but you do want to do it on RTX 4090 video card. Due that Titan RTX doesn't have 4 ports that supports 4K, that supports 8K UHD at 60 Hz. Cannot output to 4 ports on the Titan RTX. It has the GPU capability that it does it, and Quadro did it, but Titan RTX has the same components but cannot do it as Quadro RTX 6000 video card. Doesn't have the ports. Maybe in China they're going to redevelop the Titan RTX, call it something different, and they're going to include the HDMI 2.1 ports, 3 of those that are going to support, or 4 of those that are going to support 4 8K UHD screens at 60 Hz. So you can build up of array 16K UHD 60 Hz out of the 4 8K UHD screens 60 Hz. Hopefully, guys, this makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead and have a look. As again, please watch this video in 4K UHD screen. This is almost the maximum font size that I can a little bit scale a little bit larger than that, but this is we getting through the MS Afterburner, so I cannot scale it larger than that. This is the maximum size because I'm running, as again, in real time, 132.7 megapixels per every single frame. This is not a joke, guys, and every single frame is rendered right here. So let's go ahead and have a look what we have. We have same visual preset, but Fidelity FX super resolution is disabled. As again, I'm not going to edit this video, keep that in mind. This is going to be the way it is. And as again, we have on the textures, we have some color under the lowest visual preset, and it's not loading the textures or maybe because of some data stored in the system RAM. There is a possibility. Alright guys, as again, it's a benchable experience, it's not playable experience, I understand, but this is the first point of data towards 16K UHD video benchmarks in Counter-Strike 2 PC game or in CS2 PC game. And in the future, we're going to test that with all kind of different video cards, newer technologies, PC systems, all kind of newer CPUs, all kind of newer GPUs, and even mobile devices and handheld devices. We're going to see how well the technology improved. This is the reason of why I'm doing that, for those haters or people that doesn't have enough or have the lack of neuron motions. Okay, as a technologist, as computer scientist, I'm sharing to you the future. This is going to be as minimum 2027, 2028 when the first 16K UHD screens will be introduced. But it doesn't matter if I'm outputting to 16K UHD screen or not. I'm emulating and running as native. This is exactly how it's going to be as native. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and keep going guys. So we saw that. I'm going to again FPS command, which is already set, but just in case 1000, I'm gonna set it. And next we're gonna play demo space, and I'm going to call up the demo. As again, demo DOS2 benchmark by UHDking. I'm going to share it with you so you can test it on your systems, and I will try to use only this demo in the future. And this is how we're going to test all kind of different hardware and all kind of different benchmarks. But it's nice, all kind of different resolutions and at all kind of different visual presets. So it's kind of slow, as you can see. It's kind of stressful right now environment. You can feel how stressful it is for the PC because everything is delaying, because it's uploading a lot of data into the system RAM. As again, and DDR4 is only 50 gigabytes per second maximum bandwidth, while the DDR6 is almost 800 gigabytes, so 14 times more bandwidth you can push through the DDR6 versus the system RAM. And that's why the GPU is waiting a little bit sometimes, or texture is not updating in a case. Okay, let me release the average FPS. Okay, I just cleared that. So as you can see, we lowered by 5 FPS. This is a great result. So GPU is capable to push that at lowest possible visual preset. It's not so stressful for the GPU, only lowered by the 5 FPS. And Fidelity FX right now is disabled. With Fidelity FX it was like 30, sometimes 35. But average was like 30. Right now it's 24 average, so by 6 FPS not so bad. As again, please add 2 FPS to the FPS corner without the recording, because I'm recording right now with Nvidia Shadow Play in real time, which is the best software capture that you can have on the same computer, capturing with the minimum lag and minimum loss in terms of the FPS. Trust me, because I opened this channel while I was developing my ultimate video capture, then I renamed them into the Morose video capture during that time in 2007, 2008, and I was the first YouTuber that actually was developing the video capture that can capable to capture in video games in 2007. The only game capture during that time was available Fraps and Bandicam, and also Camtasia, 3 video capture. There is no other companies and I was beating all of them with my ultimate video capture in terms of the performance. But when Nvidia released the Nvidia Shadow Player and they opened up the 4K video resolution, when I saw it, for me I was losing about 30 FPS. Fraps was losing almost 50 FPS while doing the capture. Bandicam was losing like 35% of the FPS. I was losing like 30 FPS. I was the fastest, but comparing to the Nvidia Shadow Player during that time when they introduced with Nvidia Maxwell, capturing 4K video resolution in real time through the Nvidia Shadow Play all the way back in 2013, they were losing only 10% of the FPS. Right now, Nvidia losing only 7% of the FPS while you're recording in 4K UHD or even in 8K UHD while you're recording with Nvidia Shadow Play using their old school codec as again. But you gotta hack your drivers to be able to do it without AV1 codec through the Nvidia Shadow Play, but it's only losing 7% of the FPS, keep that in mind, which is unbelievable, or 2 FPS if it's lower than 7%. maximum. This is unbelievable. Such a great achievement. As again, I'm a big fan, not of the company, but of their products. You cannot be a fan of some companies. It's a bad thing to think. You gotta be fan of the results, what the product delivers. Because this year the company can deliver a nice product. Next year they can deliver a crappy product, and you don't want to be a fan of that. You want to be a fan of reality, the fan of results. That's why I will be never a fan of anything, or I'm only going to be a fan of the product that I tested, that delivering the nice, great result for the money. When it comes to me, this is how I'm buying the systems. And you know, if I'm invested the money, trust me, I'm going to utilize it, and I'm not confused in life. And that's why I want you not to be confused in life. Look at that. Almost the scope is fixed under this 16K UHD, but it's again, this is with the latest update on February 5th, 2024. But if I'm going to switch right now to 12K video resolution, you're going to have some problem with the scope. And 10K video resolution and 8K video resolution will show almost the whole black box on the whole screen while using the scope and the sniper rifles. So this is the bug, and UHDking was the first YouTuber that honestly showed you the above 4K HD video resolution that was rendered natively, and discovered this bug with you all the way back in the beginning of 2024. So as again, please smash that like button, share it with, I'm gonna post it on the Volvo forum, so you know, support me. If it's on Steam, give me some gifts so Volvo can see it, and hopefully they're gonna fix it. Otherwise we're gonna have this bug, this nasty bug about 4K HD. So if you're gonna have 8K UHD screen right now, it was available since end of 2016, you cannot play it nicely, which is kind of a bummer. And as again, I'm going to test it with 2 Titan RTX and SLI, and look at this, with 2 Titan RTX and SLI it should be delivering 30 FPS on average. It's going to be nice to see that. I also, guys, tested the Counter-Strike Global Offensive in 16K UHD with 2 RTX 2080 Ti in SLI or 2 Titan RTX video cards in SLI. Go ahead and check it out. I'm going to also post the video under the video comments. Go ahead and check it out, because that game is not using the ray tracing, as much lighter on a GPU, so it doesn't require that much stress, that much computing power. And also Counter-Strike Go or CSGO or Counter-Strike Global Offensive under 16K video resolution did not require that much video RAM as well. It was much lighter game. That CS2 or Counter-Strike 2 PC game was released in 2013, in October 2013, to the public on Steam, but first public beta was in September and August, early August. But CSGO or Counter-Strike Global Offensive was released all the way like 2013, if I'm not mistaken, or even earlier than 2015. It's a very old game, and that is not required that much resources. But this one is using the latest source game engine by Valve, and yeah, it's kind of stressful, but still like above 20 FPS. So with 2 Titan RTXs, if you're going to scale above 92% on the GPUs, we're going to deliver 30 FPS, guys. And it's going to be playable for the people that playing on integrated GPUs on their CPUs. It's going to be playable experience for those type of people. But if they're gonna see this type of visuals, they're going to be like, wow, because check it out, even with the low visual preset under 60K video resolution, the game looks unbelievable on another level. It's just amazing. Yeah, the coffee is stuck into my throat. Beautiful, guys. I'm going to use the Windows magnifier zoom tool to zoom in when we're going to switch to the maximum visual presets. And just to show you that, yes, indeed, we're rendering those pixels. That's why I'm running in windowed mode, so I can use the Windows magnifier zoom tool. But also I'm running in windowed mode so we can compare with the future handheld and the mobile devices such as Android devices under Windows 12 is going to be runnable. So we're going to test the mobile chips that have integrated CPUs and GPUs on Android devices, as well as iOS devices that are going to run the Windows 12 operating system on the M3 and M4 chips, the special M4 chips. I'm pretty sure we will be able to achieve 8K UHD. That's why I'm running in Windows mode, so we can test it, because mobile devices struggling to run full screen. It's supposed to run the full screen window. There is some issues under chip architecture. I know this as a software developer, right? And in the future, we're going to develop some games as well. So you better subscribe, guys. This YouTube channel about a lot of value. I'm all focused on the value, not misinformation like those YouTubers showing the AKUG for you in CS2 or in Construct 2 PC game, but doesn't have those scope issue. That's not native. They're just faking it through some problems from fake DSR or something like that. But right now, this DSR is not fake. Nvidia thinking this is the real deal, not even DSR, as you saw to the driver. And Windows 10 professional operating system is hacked as well, and is thinking that this is the native resolution. Alright, let me bring it. Enough talking. Yeah, it was loading. As you can see, it was loading the textures. That's why the texture was showing the color instead of details, because some data was stored in the system RAM. Check it out. Let me show you something, guys. Can you read the serial number on this gun right here? But not over here, not in this corner. I want to zoom in under the 2% zoom magnification, but right here. And I'm going to use the Windows magnifier zoom tool. Let me show it to you. Can you read that serial number under 4K UHD? I bet you cannot. This is the first thing when you can tell that you're running the native. Let me bring that magnifier zoom tool and zoom in over here a little bit. Show you some unbelievable, and this is the lowest possible visual preset. Check it out. 1600% zoom on the Windows magnifier zoom application, which is the maximum zoom as possible under this magnifier zoom application. We can read it. It says HA 116-060427. Try to do something like that and zoom in on a 4K HD or 1080p. You're not going to see it. It's going to be blurred out because it does not going to have the pixel density, and it's going to lose that. All right, even on that little, trust me, on this little device. And one thing what you're not gonna see on even under the 4K HD or for sure 1080p, right here in the box it says Morocco. See that? From Morocco look like, and you're not gonna see that even under 4K HD. You're just not gonna see it, but the pixel's still here. And yes, indeed, we're running 16K UHD video resolution, and it's not so blurry, it's so detailed. Right here I can see it requires some anti-aliasing, but I'm running right now on lowest visual preset. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it. Maybe YouTube going to re-encode this video, most likely. Only if you're gonna run it in 8K HD, probably gonna see it. It requires a little bit of anti-aliasing, but as again, visual preset on the Construct 2 PC game right now is lowest possible visual preset. Keep that in mind. All right, so those type of details that you're not going to be able to see. All right, I guarantee you that, guys. So let's go ahead and switch now to the maximum. Actually, just because this is Vol's first video, let me go ahead and switch to a medium first. I'm trying to do as informative as possible as creating the first vertex of data towards our graph, or the first point of data towards our graph of the 16K UHD video resolution benchmarks in Construct 2 PC games. So I'm trying to be as valuable as possible and as informative as possible. I'm not in a rush. I will try to test it. Guys, this is going to be the medium, but our medium, as you can see, because the next one will be high preset, and if I'm gonna do it, the game is going to crash. Model texture details and medium. Hopefully it's still recording. It's frozen my mouse input. Let's wait, it's thinking, guys, but I'm pretty sure it's recording, or maybe not. Yeah, it's moving, but it's not updating in real time. It's still recording. We can see it. I can see that icon of recording icon right there at the bottom right corner. See that little thing, green. Yeah, it's still recording, guys. Hopefully it's not going to drop of the recording, because if environment will be too stressful, it can drop of the recording. As again, I'm sipping the coffee. Coffee is so healthy for you guys. Do not drink any alcohol. Do not smoke. Coffee is great. 2 cups of coffee every day. You're not gonna have the heart attack early. You're gonna clean your blood. But the best drink will be water with 2 lemons every day. Drink water with lemons, the best. Or also tea for the taste with the lemons is great. But coffee with the honey is the best. Right now I'm drinking coffee with the honey, with the organic honey. Not those cheap plastic honey, but organic honey. It's kind of hard to find the honey in the United States which is organic. Yeah, it's not doing it in real time, guys. It says 8 FPS, but then jumping back to like 0 FPS, not even 1 FPS in real time. So model texture details, even at medium, is not acceptable for real-time benchmarks. And if it's not real-time benchmarks, I'm not going to test it. So this technology is not ready. So Titan RTX is not ready at the model texture details set to medium or high in Construct 2 PC games. So we're gonna bring it to low. Jesus, and it's going to be complicated. We're gonna bring it back to low. Look at my video RAM utilization. I think the problem is because I overloaded my video RAM. Did you see the video? The system RAM was 32,800 megabytes, the system RAM. And my total system RAM today is 32 gigabytes. So I overloaded my system RAM while offloading the data. Instead of video RAM, I was offloading into the system RAM. So maybe it will be possible if I would have the system RAM of 64 gigabytes. And I'm going to test it, guys, because I have slower sticks, not 3200 megahertz CL11, but I do have slower sticks, 64 gigabytes. We're gonna test it. It's like 3600 megahertz CL14. I will and it's 32 gigabytes every single stick. So I'm gonna install 64 gigs, 32 gigs per stick, and we're gonna test it because we're gonna see what will be the data, because by how much data we are offloading into the system RAM, the original should be a little bit below 13 gigabytes. Everything else above that, which is 32 gigabytes, means that at least 20 gigabytes was offloaded additionally from a video RAM into the system RAM, just to find out how much of the video RAM you need to have to render it natively through the video RAM without any offloads by the Nvidia driver. Alright, hopefully guys this makes sense. So yeah, so it's overload of the system RAM. That's why it's not loading in the real time, but maybe medium can be handled by the GPU, which is the Nvidia TU102 GPU, which is a flagship Nvidia Turing GPU architecture chip. But let's go ahead and switch it. So 32 gigabytes of system RAM is not enough to run Counter-Strike 16K video resolution if you do have 24 gigabyte of video RAM, because as again, you're gonna overload your video RAM and you're gonna start offloading some data into the system RAM, and then it's gonna tell you, look, your system has 32 gigabytes. I'm sorry, but it's not enough. Hopefully it's not going to stop the video recording. Guys, if at some point it's going to stop the video recording, you understand that I stressed my computer too much, and if it's still, the file will be uploaded, that means that it didn't crash the computer, but it stopped the video recording because it reached to the point when it's about to crash the computer. Nvidia SharePlay is such a coded by professional guys. Those engineers are gods, and such a great software. I'm such a big fan as a software developer, system engineer, gamer, game developer, a software developer, as again Nvidia and technologist, computer scientist. Nvidia right now, guys, it's all about AMD will go bankruptcy. Look at this. We could do this since 2018, and right now it's 2024. And the reason why I didn't show it to you, because I was testing Titan RTX and 2 Titan RTXs and SLI in all kind of different games, and Construct 2 PC game even wasn't available during that time. It was available in the end of 2023, such as in October 2023, but it was available to us. If it was available, if Construct 2 was available in 2018, this type of technology was available in 2018, and AMD doesn't have nothing like that is capable in 2024. Maybe AMD Radeon RX 7900 XTX, which is crazy name, can do it on a single video card, which much lower FPS than single Titan RTX can do, because it's still featuring 24 gigabyte of video RAM, but it doesn't support the crossfire. You cannot double that FPS. While 2 Titan RTX video cards since 2018 can double that FPS, almost double. We're going to find out exactly by how many times. Maybe not 2x, but maybe at least 1.5x for sure, I can tell it. In Nvidia SLI with 2 Titan RTXs, and we can deliver a playable FPS be above of the benchable FPS. Keep that in mind. Alright, so Yeah, so let's go ahead and switch the texture filtering mode to trilinear. Okay. And but model texture detail, we learned that we got to keep it at low, because what is the model details? I believe it's using some tessellation and including the increasing the amount of triangles or polygon on all kind of different engines. Game engines called differently. Some game engine call it triangles, some game engine call it polygons. It's increasing the amount of polygon by splitting a polygon or triangle into multiple polygons and pretty much defining the 3D models or defining the 3D primitives. Okay. And throughout that process, it's required more system RAM and more video RAM, actually more video RAM, but we overloading already at the low visual preset under 16K video resolution our video RAM, so we offloaded a lot of data, and the reason why it was like that, didn't render in real time. Maybe it's capable to render in real time. As again, we're going to find out. I'm going to do a second test on this system, but I'm looking to have a lot of likes, guys, with 64 gigabyte of DDR4, but not as fast DDR4. But it doesn't matter on the 16K video resolution how fast our DDR4, if it's CL11 or CL14 or 16. With this type of FPS, which is below 10 FPS, you're not going to feel any difference. Alright, so trilinear shader details, we're going to go maxed out. This is going to be, let's go ahead and max out everything actually, because I cannot go medium. Everything else should be maxed out, as you can see, because every single preset under Construct 2 PC game will be low or high. There is no medium. Some of them will have medium, but come on, let's go ahead and squeeze it out. I don't see any reasons, because every single preset when it comes to Nvidia Turing GPU architecture or newer Nvidia GPU architecture or new video cards by any companies will have no problem with any other details in terms of the visual experience, because it's not going to tax, it's not going to use a lot of GPU at all with the newer GPU architectures, no matter what kind of company, AMD or Nvidia. So we're gonna squeeze out, guys, ambient occlusion. Okay, let's do without the ambient occlusion, because I know for sure that ambient occlusion taxing a lot in terms of the GPU performance. When it comes to Nvidia Turing GPU architecture, it's much higher than tessellation, or much higher than 2x on anti-aliasing. So anti-aliasing method is not that as heavy as ambient occlusion when it comes to Nvidia Turing GPU architecture. Like anti-aliasing was heavy, big deal on Maxwell GPU architecture on my Titan X video cards before the Titan XPs, but Titan RTX has no problem with the anti-aliasing, any sort of anti-aliasing, and has no problem with tessellation, but ambient occlusion is actually a big deal. Alright, and ambient occlusion is pretty much on the edges of when the two polygons or two triangles connecting. It's creating like a darker spot or lighter spot, so it's emulating additionally lighting effect. But it's already so great here, we don't need to have any lighting effect, because we're already using some ray tracing capabilities in Construct 2 PC game, keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and disable it, because I know it's taxing 10% of the GPU performance. We're gonna do it like that, and then I'm going to squeeze out on everything. So Fidelity FX super resolution is off, as you can see. Performance on the HDR, but it's fine, doesn't matter performance or quality. It's HDR, it's the way it's going to display. It's not doing anything in terms of the FPS, trust me. So okay, so this is how it's going to be. It's going to be a medium preset like that, because I set the shadows to medium just in case, so it's not going to use additional heavy video RAM, which is not going to offload the data into the system RAM. So let's call this as medium. Alright guys, actually let me do the particles at medium. Let's do actually medium. Let's do a medium. So this is going to be the medium, because shadow details can go low and high, but particles can go to medium. So just because I'm using the global shadow quality medium, let's actually do the medium first. So actually let's go ahead and do the medium, as again I'm trying to provide the data, provide the information. This is my main key. So let's go ahead and do like that, and I'm gonna apply like that. I'm gonna reboot the system, so the data at the right top corner and the data within the game engine internally will clean up, and the game engine not going to utilize some data that we're not going to utilize for this visual preset. So it's not going to allocate additional storage in video RAM or system RAM for that type of data, because we just changed the visual preset. As again, maybe the Counter-Strike 2 PC game is not required to do that. Maybe the game engine is already ready for that. But just in case, because I did not develop this Valve game engine Source 2, and I'm not sure how good it is in terms of the garbage collector cleaning. So we're gonna go ahead and reboot it. As you can see, the texture right now is so detailed. We got some details on the texture even with the lowest visual preset. But let's go ahead and do reboot. I'm again going to zoom in, guys, when we're gonna have maximum visual preset to show you how clean it is. And yeah, let's go ahead and reboot it, because maximum visual preset I didn't test it myself yet. I just saw that it's impossible to write high or very high on the model. I already saw it without Nvidia Shadow Play recording, just tested. And I tested low before recording this. Real quick, just open up and see what is the FPS, how the Titan RTX is acting, how the performance on the screen and such. So this video will be 1 hour, guys, but please smash that like button. Please visit my sponsor, so I'm going to collect those pennies, invest back into the channel. If you can donate me for coffee, $10, $20, please say thanks through that. Please do that. I have a dream today. Actually, somebody donate me $20 through the thanks on YouTube. Nobody yet done it, but I had some people was buying my t-shirts, guys, before. So please donate me. I'm going to invest back into you. I'm going to collect those pennies, invest in the games giveaways, and also hardware giveaways that I'm using the old school to the lucky winners. I'm always doing that. A lot of people, if you're a winner, by the way, tell me in the comments if you did win some games. I had a lot of winners that my subscribers. I'm doing it usually throughout the holidays and such, but yeah, this is what I do, guys. And support me, because I'm not one of those copycats. I'm not saying something that you want to know for those views and to monetize those views. I'm saying the way it is. I'm not like one of that YouTuber, I believe his nickname like GTX 1050, that did the 8K UHD in Counter-Strike 2 PC game, and he received 2 million views, but his video is so clean, he doesn't have an issue with the scope, and there is an issue with the scope under 8K UHD, guys. I tested with the not only my Samsung 8K UHD screen, but I tested with my buddy Apple Pro display screen 6K UHD by Apple, and it's also issue there, so keep that in mind. But I'm also going to record your Counter-Strike 2 PC game on the Apple Pro display screen, guys. Alright, with the Titan RTX, with the same system. I just gotta visit him again, and he invited me. I'm like, can I test it? He's like, yeah, coming over, and I'm going to come over and I'm gonna test it. Alright, so that's how we're gonna do it, guys. You already know the deal. It's still loading the textures, as you can see, because as again, I believe, look at this, video RAM utilization is almost 24,000 megabytes, which is 24 gigabytes. System RAM is a little bit above 13 gigabytes, but this is the healthy system RAM, should be a little bit below 13 gigabytes. So I believe right now we uploaded about like 700 megabytes from a video RAM into the system RAM, because what's going on, what I find out, Nvidia driver, after 20 gigabytes loaded on the Titan RTX, already aware that there is something heavy loaded, and after 20 gigabytes loaded, it's already start uploading some data, a little bit unnecessary data, but it's already uploading some data into this system RAM, data that is not going to for the game engine act kind of weird. And this is what I learned when it comes to Titan RTX, and I believe probably when 10% video RAM is left, Nvidia driver thinking, because it cannot predict very quickly what will be the next. So if it's loaded like 90% of the data into video RAM and 10% video RAM is left, I believe this is how Nvidia driver program is offloading the data, unless you're going to disable it through the default settings in Nvidia driver. There is a right now in 2024 they created that feature, probably by watching my video, when you can see how much data you can offload. In 2024 driver, this ability is already available. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and do it. Max FPS, even if you don't need it, but just for those haters. FPS max, sorry, not max FPS. FPS max, the command, and I'm gonna use 1000. Come on. Oops. 1000, okay, and then we're gonna play demo. Here we go. let's go ahead and have a look. We're set to go. Let's see what's up. And after that, I'm going to max out everything, but as again, without the ambient occlusion, and then I'm going to max out everything, including the ambient occlusion. But the model objects at low. So they're not defined. They're not defined in terms of the higher triangles, higher polygons count into them. And it's supposed to look much defined, much better. I'm not sure what they're defining, models, which models, but it's better to keep them at maximum as well. But at least textures we're going to run at maximum details, because if you're playing 8K HD and above in PC games, you want to have textures at maximum. Check it out, guys. 24 FPS, almost 23 to 24. So on Turing GPU architecture, those type of visual presets, it's like almost like nothing. We just lost like 1 FPS, 2 FPS max. But models and objects, while it's tessellating in real time, that geometry is kind of a big deal. At least on the video RAM, maybe not on the FPS performance, but on video RAM it's a big deal, because I know that the tessellation processes, as again on Nvidia Turing GPU architecture, is not a big deal at all. Guys, it's already 5 o'clock, probably almost there, so don't forget to smash that like button. And I'm gonna go ahead and do some walk. You always want to walk every day for 2 miles, and every mile do 30 push-ups as minimum. You always will be in good shape. You're gonna have a six-pack, a nice chest without lifting anything. Do that for 3 months, you're gonna see it's gonna bring it automatically into your body. It's amazing. You're gonna feel so good. Beautiful, guys. System RAM utilization is almost 16,000 megabytes. So right now 16,000 megabytes. You saw that lag a little bit. It just unloaded when I was saying almost 1 gigabyte into the system RAM. That's why it lagged out a little bit. And as again, because the system RAM is not as fast as video RAM, so when you see a little bit of lag or stuttering, it's just because it's uploading some data instead of video RAM into the system RAM. So, and it's increasing the latency. That MS, see that MS at the right top corner by the FPS, it's a milliseconds. It's a latency delay, just like I showed you at the beginning of this introduction of this video. NS was nanoseconds latency delay, and this is MS, milliseconds latency delay, and it's milliseconds latency delay above 40, around 50 average. As you can see, this is 50 milliseconds average latency delay before every single frame is rendered. Okay, it's a latency delay between the hardware and software. Hardware such as CPU, system RAM, GPU, video RAM, and the software such as Windows 10 Professional Operating System, in our case, DirectX 11 API, and the game engine. So it takes 50 milliseconds, not nanoseconds. Nanoseconds was the level 1 cache latency delay, level 2nd cache latency delay, level 3rd cache latency delay. System RAM latency delay was in nanoseconds, which is very quick, by the way. You cannot see with your eye as a human being, but milliseconds, sometimes some people will be able to see when it's reaching above 20 milliseconds. It's above 20 milliseconds, the gameplay experience is not that stutter free, because above 10 milliseconds, this is where you start receiving the stutter, and above 20 milliseconds, that's where you start receiving some lag, and you can tell. So when you're running 2 video cards or 4 video cards in SLI, the stutter is not because you're running an SLI. This was those high school kids doesn't understand. The stutter comes because you have the high latency delay in terms of the milliseconds. That's why I'm including the milliseconds since 2016, so we can see it. Some people didn't include the milliseconds because they actually do not understand why they even putting that data, and because they're just copycats, they're trying to monetize their views. But me, I am as UHDking, as you can see, I'm trying to do as informative as possible and provide value, okay, while doing those 4 trackers. By the way, guys, this is the world's tracker, so don't forget to smash that like button, share it with your friends. I would really appreciate that, really appreciate that. Look at the GPU utilization, much heavier than was on the lowest visual preset, 99%, almost 100%. And 99% of the GPU utilization at the right top corner, as you can see right there displayed, or 100% utilization is a great actually news for us, because that means that we not idling any Nvidia CUDA cores, but utilizing every single Nvidia CUDA core. That's how you want to do it, because some losers buying RTX 4090 video cards and they're running in 1080p, if they're gonna open up the display information system and see their GPU utilization will be like 90%, 92% as max. That means that 8% when they're running 14th generation Intel CPUs, that means that they, or a Ryzen 7 7800 XD, the X3D, that means that they're going to base about as minimum 8% of their Nvidia CUDA cores. And why are you doing that? Just buy the RTX 4080 Ti video card if they construct a 2 PC game that you're playing. Otherwise, you just wasted your money. You want to do that, and people doesn't understand this. Usually those folks that do not understand what they're doing, that playing 1080p, investing all their money in CPUs and all the money in video cards, but doesn't want to buy at least a nice 4K HD screen, and they're pretty much wasting that performance, wasting that money. You want to buy, if you're PC gamer, you want to buy a nice video card, the display that supports that video card at 99% rendering per GPU. But CPU can be decent. Do not focus on the CPU. Do not focus on the beautiful cases. Do not focus on a lot of system RAM. System RAM can be regular, case can be cheapest as possible, but focus on the video card if you're PC gamer. This is #1 priority, and then a good PSU, which is power supply unit, because that two components will last you for a longer time, while you can upgrade in the future your CPU, your motherboard, your system RAM. But power supply is the most important component when it comes to your custom build, guys, and the video card if you're PC gaming. Because power supply will last you 15 years, 20 years if you're gonna buy a decent one. Because this power supply is almost 15 years that I'm using today. EVGA 1600 watt. I have two of them, titanium and platinum, which is, you wanna buy above gold specs. That means that power supply will never be loaded at 90%, and we're gonna last you as minimum 15 years or 20 years. This most important component that you wanna invest your money. You don't want to buy below gold certification, because it can burn out after 5 years, especially during the summertime. Alright guys, so you saw the FPS. I did the average for you. Right now, let's go ahead and keep moving. So Nvidia shadow quality, we're gonna max out. So I showed you medium, low, medium, and now we're gonna go still kinda low, because the low texture and details, but everything else will be maxed out. Shader details will be maxed out too. Let me see. Yep, shader details was already maxed out. Particles details, which is particles like a fire, smoke, and will be maxed out very high. Ambient occlusion, I'm not gonna touch it. We're gonna come back for it. We're gonna test it without it and within. And the most important thing that under our test, under medium even preset, but kind of medium. It's medium for us at the lowest visual preset under this kind of crazy 132.7 megapixels or 16K UHD video resolution. Fidelity FX super resolution will be disabled. That's a very important thing. Alright, so we're done with that. Let me go ahead and reboot it. I'm gonna apply that. We're gonna reboot that, and just to offload the data, so we're gonna display the correct data at the right top corner, and the game engine is not going to store some empty megabytes just to pre-store, just to thinking maybe we're gonna use it. This is the best type of scenario. As again, I know it as a game developer, software developer. I played with the DirectX 10 API before, guys, with the CryEngine 3, CryEngine 2, and as a software developer while using the C# game engine, directly accessing the DirectX 9 API and DirectX 10 API. So this is how I know. back in the past, but in the future we're going to develop some games together. And trust me, when I'm going to develop a games, I'm going to look with the eye of the developer, not like one of those YouTubers and those game developers that are trying to release something quick, nasty and cheaper and cheat while collect the money, but actually not providing the value. And I'm set for value. That's very important. Alright, we can see those visual preset immediately showing the textures correctly for us. That's great. Let's go ahead and have a look what's up, just for those naysayers. But as again, I'm not going to edit this video. This video will be single take. So same visual preset as I said it, guys. Same deal. Alright. But model texture detail will be low. This is the very thing, and we learned that it's overloading my system RAM. Besides the video RAM, it's overloading my system RAM. So let's go ahead and test it like that. Okay. And FPS, as again, even if I don't need this command, but just for those naysayers. Guys, I'm not gonna focus for those naysayers in the future, but just in case. Alright. It's not about the naysayers, it's just to deliver the best value as I could. As again, I'm dedicated and focused to deliver the best value as I could, as the first vertices of data, the first point of data in our 16K video resolution benchmarks in Counter-Strike 2 PC game, in CS2 PC game. That's very crucial, guys. And as a first pioneer, I better provide as much value as possible, so in the future any gamer, including me, can test towards this data. So that's why it's important to smash that like button, even if YouTube and gamers hates me because I'm developing and showing the truth, and some can be disappointed with their systems, with their PC builds, but I'm showing the truth and they hate my videos so much, including the YouTube itself, because those companies that are paying YouTube monies, they don't want me to show you this data. I receive from couple companies and notes, legal notes by their attorneys, that they dislike that I'm showing you above 8K UHD video resolution, okay, because they still want to sell you guys 1080p 1440p screen garbage when you don't need that. In 2024, if you're buying a screen, you want to invest in 8K UHD screen, and better buy it as minimum 65 inches, and better buy it as Samsung or LG. Those type of brands will last you over 10-15 years. Microsoft wrote a garbage article yesterday that do not buy 8K UHD screens because they're gonna last you about 5 years. But they're wrong, because my 8K UHD screen since 2017, I believe I purchased it in the end of 2017, Samsung TV, is still here for me, and it's like what? Or did it was 2018 probably, beginning, I already forgot when I got it. But it's at least 6 years and it's still running strong. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable experience, guys. So look at that. We're delivering a great average, as you can see, but we increased in terms of the latency delay by about what? By about 10-12 milliseconds latency delay. We decreased from 23 FPS average to 17 FPS average, but still delivering a great result. And still, if Nvidia SLI will be utilized, I didn't test it yet with the Source 2 game engine in this particular game, which is Counter-Strike 2 PC game. But if Nvidia SLI will be utilized, and if it will be utilized, then it's going to be utilized pretty well under 16K UHD, because it's the very stressful scenario, and it's supposed to utilize all the available CUDA cores. That means that we're supposed to show at least 25 FPS here, at least. If it's not 2x, but if it's like 1.8x, it's going to be 25-26 FPS with the 2 Titan RTX video cards in SLI under this scenario. But we're going to find out, guys, so I'm looking to have your support. Smash that like button, share it with your friends, so everybody will be watching that, and I'm going to find and allocate the time for you to test with 2 Titan RTXs before I'm going to wrap up with the system. As you can see, I'm trying to test all kind of games. My goal before I'm going to wrap up with the system, and we're going to switch to a newer generation CPUs and newer generation video cards. But as again, to test the system is very important, because this system, the Nvidia Titan RTX, is the first video card gamers video card involved that brought 90% of the old school games you can run in 16K UHD video resolution at playable experience, especially if those games that supports Nvidia SLI. You can do through the Nvidia SLI 16K UHD at 60 FPS in games that was released before 2019 in 90% of those games and older games. Keep that in mind. And if you're going to visit my project, which is 15,360 times 8,640.com or iplay16k.com, you're gonna witness it yourself as a fact. Okay, I recorded for you as a fact. Alright, so 17 FPS, we cut it by about like what, 5-6 FPS from the previous, but still without, this is the maximum visuals, but still without the ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion doesn't tax a lot of video RAM, but it does tax some FPS, so there is a possibility we could lose about 2 more FPS while ambient occlusion will be enabled. Usually it's like 10% when it comes to Nvidia Turing GPU architecture for the RTX 2080 Ti video card or Titan RTX video card, as I tested. As again, I'm owner of 2 RTX 2080 Ti video cards, guys. Keep that in mind. Those RTX 2080 Ti video cards in SLI. I benchmark a lot. I did a lot of benchmarks for you available. Go ahead and check it out. I also, as again, tested the Counter-Strike Global Offensive on 2 RTX 2080 Ti video cards in SLI in 16K UHD. While I also did it with the 2 Titan RTX video cards in SLI, and I also tested this scenario on single RTX 2080 Ti and single Titan RTX, just to see the difference. Go ahead and check it out, those videos, guys, as again available over UHDking.com. Check out the playlist of 16K gameplay, 16K video resolution, 16K video resolution benchmarks, or visit iplay16k.com. Visit 15,060 times 8,640.com, or visit my 8640p.com new domain that I just purchased today. I actually purchased it today, and it's going to be dedicated towards the 16K video resolution gameplay. And as again, I was the first YouTuber pioneer that showed you the first gameplays in 16K video resolution gameplays recorded as a fact before the Linus Media Group did. 6 months before they did it. I did it earlier in 2016. Keep that in mind, while I believe Linus did in the end of 2016 or in the beginning of 2017. But the difference was between me and him 4 or 6 months. Alright, go ahead and check it out. My first video was Half-Life 2 over the UHDking.com. This is the fact. And Linus copied my games. He put his games that was kind of not benchable FPS, but the games that I did, he also did it over his YouTube channel, and he never provided me the credit. Can you believe it? He stated that he was the first. This is unbelievable. This is how truly the Linus Media Group and Linus itself. Alright guys, one more task to go and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Hopefully I'm still recording because I have like 80 gigabytes of left on this SSD that I'm recording. If it's going to cut it, that means that I ran out of the SSD storage space. Alright, the demo is over. Let's go ahead and max it out and reboot and do one more, and this video will be over 1 hour. I'm looking to have your guys' support for my time. Trust me, as a system engineer, I'm making at least 60 bucks an hour and just wasting my time for you. But as a computer scientist, as technologist, as my hobby, I'm providing a lot of value for the future generation of the PC hardware enthusiasts, PC overclockers, gamers, system engineers. So I'm providing a lot of value no matter what kind of industry you are in. So I'm looking to have your support. Smash that like button, support me, guys. Oh, what I'm asking for you, just smash that like button and support me. Alright guys, so one more task. We're gonna enable the ambient occlusion and we're gonna keep it at high. We're not gonna keep it at medium, we're gonna keep it at high, and it's going to be a stressful scenario, trust me. Oops. If it's going to be runnable in real time though. So it's creating the shadows, it's creating some dark and light spots where the polygons multiple polygons stitched together in a border, or multiple triangles stitched together in a border. This is what it is automatically, and it's creating that using the ambient AO map shaders developed by the graphics designer. But in the future, I believe the artificial intelligence will create it and do it automatically. By the way, guys, Nvidia did something amazing. Nvidia remastered RTX remaster application. That application will change the gaming industry, and for those people that software developers, game developers, modders that creating the modes, especially I'm creating the modes for the Nvidia Quake 2 RTX. You're gonna see the Quake 2 RTX much better than Nvidia created, but I didn't use that application. That application is gonna make a job of mods such easier, guys. I was creating in Photoshop and multiple applications. So what it does is scanning the application, and right now with any old school games you can create remastered, and you can enable the RTX technology, real-time ray tracing. More about it will be available from me as a graphics designer, 3D animator, and game developer. I'm going to create a video where I'm going to dedicate it for you, but it's going to be amazing, guys. So right now, by the way, is actually a maximum visual experience. Let me go ahead and zoom in to you and show you, not at the lowest visual experience, but under the maximum visual experience, but still with the models and textures at low, as you can see. But let me show you something, how it's looking right now with the Windows magnifier zoom tool, for those who's curious, to show you some details. First of all, what you're not gonna see if you're running 4K UHD video resolution. Let me bring you that Windows magnifier zoom tool application with me. When you're looking over here at his tag above of the American flag, it says APOS. You're not gonna see this if you're running 4K UHD video resolution. Even if you're going to use the magnifier zoom tool at 1600%, you're not going to see it because pixels will be blurred out. Those details not going to be available to you because you're not going to have enough pixels to display that texture. Over here, it's still here, and I can see that this part requires some anti-aliasing right here, some edges on this part of the 3D primitive. I'm not sure if you're going to see it or not under the encoding. It's required some anti-aliasing, and when we're gonna go the objects and model at maximum visual preset, it's going to include additional triangles or polygons through the tessellation process, and it could pretty much smooth it out. It could be acting almost as anti-aliasing method, because the tessellation is almost similar to the anti-aliasing method, but it's applied to the 3D primitives, 3D objects, and it's increasing the polygons, the amount of triangles on that model automatically by splitting triangles, one triangle into 2 or 4 triangles, whatever the multiplier they're using, and defining the 3D model. Okay, this is additional information for those gamers that are not 3D animators. I'm just providing this value, guys, for you, because in every single of this industry, as system engineer, game developer, system developer, graphics designer, 3D artist, gamer, PC overclocker, PC system engineer, I have over 20 years of experience. And for you, it's better to subscribe for my YouTube channel, because I'm going to provide a lot of value to you guys. And all what I'm asking, subscribe. You're gonna, guys, I'm gonna create you on another level. You're gonna learn so much, not only PC gameplays, but I'm gonna do the 3D animation tutorials, how to use the Photoshop, how to program, how to use the AI, artificial intelligence, how to do the game development. We're gonna develop games together, and you're gonna learn so much. So don't miss that opportunity. Smash that subscribe button and like, guys. I'm looking to have your like. So as you can see, the details, and this is not the maximum textures, but look how beautiful it is. You're not going to see that Moroccan maximum texture details at 4K UHD, zoom into 1600%. Or if you're going to see that, if it says Morocco and you're going to see the star, you're not going to see that writing APOS. Trust me, on the soldier above the American flag. Alright, guys, so we done it. Let me we enable the ambient occlusion. Let me go ahead and reboot the game, and we're going to do for one more time. We're going to do the test. I'm going to refresh third cup of coffee. You don't want to go above 4 cups of coffee every day because it's going to be too much, but 2-3 cup of coffees, it's healthy for your body. Keep that in mind. I heard it through the multiple scientists that doing the health, and they're doctors actually. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it, and hopefully it's still recording. I can see that icon, but if one is going to stop recording, it means I'm overloaded my video RAM. Keep that in mind. and I'm gonna do some business throughout my day. It's probably like, what time it is? It's already 5:22. Check it out. Let me zoom in. 5:22 as again February 5th 2024. This is the world record while running the Counter-Strike 2 PC game in 16K UHD video resolution, 16K video resolution gaming, 16K video resolution benchmark, and 16K video resolution gamer. So don't forget to smash that like button, guys. And as again, let me really refresh my oops, I just click in Nvidia Shadow Play to run those settings that we just did. Let's see what kind of settings. Through the Nvidia, through the game GeForce Game Experience, I smashed that play button. I was about to show you the details, and I smashed the play instead of details button. But let's go ahead and see what the GeForce Game Experience will run it at what kind of settings. But as you saw previously, it was showing the lowest possible visual preset, but I believe every time I was switching the preset, the Nvidia GeForce Game Experience was also updating that information. It's supposed to in real time, but let's go ahead and have a look. As you saw, I launched the game through the Nvidia GeForce Game Experience, and if Nvidia GeForce Game Experience showing without the GSR, because if you're going to use the GSR, you're going to say GSR showing as native 16K UHD. Trust me, Nvidia driver thinks that you're running native, and Windows thinks that you're running native if Nvidia software thinks so as well. And as again, the Nvidia driver is modified and hacked to be able to run on a video card that's unable to output 16K UHD at 60 Hertz as I'm running right now, but because as again you can only achieve it through the 4 ports and 4 screens, aka UHD 60 Hertz, but Titan RTX doesn't support 4 screens aka UHD at 60 Hertz. It only supports 4 screens at aka UHD but 30 Hertz through its ports, but it doesn't matter what's outputting. You know, outputting, it doesn't matter. You can put the different ports like they do in China, like those hackers and people that hacking the hardware doing it. It doesn't matter. The whole GPU is ready, and that's the point. Yep, as you can see, Nvidia driver just loaded exactly as I did it, including the ambient occlusion at high. When we're gonna be done with this benchmark, when I'm gonna go back to the Nvidia GeForce Experience, we're gonna see those visual presets will be there, so it's updated in real time. So, and it doesn't show by the resolution DSR, because if you're going to use the DSR by the resolution through the Nvidia GeForce Game Experience, it's going to say you're using DSR Legacy or DSR, and it didn't show that. All right, it's still loading some data from the system RAM, because as you can see, system RAM is almost 20,000 megabytes. That means that we offloaded like 8 gigabytes of data into the system RAM instead of video RAM. And video RAM right now, check it out, 24,116 megabytes. See that at the right top corner? Alright, and it's still going to load it up. It's still loading it. It's still streaming it. It's just trying to update the game engine, try to catch, because it's generating that error. And it's still loading, generating that error while it's loading texture by texture from a system RAM into the video RAM. And it's like, look, you have some issue, and that's why it is in the console, because you're not going to see this error in console on 4K UHD or EK on a Titan RTX video card, or RTX 3090 video card, or RTX 3090 Ti video card, or RTX 4090 video card, because you're still going to have enough of that 24 gigabyte of frame size buffer that is available as total video RAM on those video cards. Okay, smash that like button, and I'm going to purchase additional and test it on RTX 3090 and RTX 3090 Ti, as well as on RTX 3090 Ti and SLI, because actually RTX 3090 Ti video card, 2 of those in SLI, is the last moment ever that is capable to run 2 video cards in SLI, the last Nvidia technologies. And it's going to be, each RTX 3090 Ti video card is twice faster than Titan RTX video card. So it's like 2 Titan RTX video cards scaled 100%, which is 2x performance over the single Titan RTX, will be equal to RTX 3090 Ti video card. Please keep that in mind. All right, FPS, so it was delayed when I was typing him, and check it out. Max 1000. Enter. Yeah, it's already 5 o'clock. God, I got that coffee in my throat again. I gotta 6 o'clock, gotta walk because I gotta be somewhere at 7. All right, and let's go ahead and do the play. It's doing some delay, guys, when I'm typing, because it's 2 FPS right now, as you can see, because the GPU utilized sometimes at 87% when I open the console, because there is no 3D to be able to render in real time, and it decided not to utilize the GPU at fully somehow, because it's kind of menu decided by the game engine. Alright, so we're running that, guys. This is maxed out, ambient occlusion at maxed out. Let's go ahead and have a look. And of course I'm going to clear the averages with the shard key. One is going to load up. I'm not doing it over here, but one is going to initialize the 3D world, 3D canvas, 3D surface, and every single API, commercial or open source, is called differently. Here we go. Right now I'm going to release the average FPS to 0, and right now it's going to be, look at this, almost the same FPS. With the ambient occlusion, but as again, it's only lowered by the 10%, and 10% when the FPS average is 17 or 18, it's going to be like a little bit above 1 FPS lower. So right now it's 19 FPS average, 18 FPS average. We saw without the ambient occlusion was like 17 FPS average. So it should be like lowered by 1 FPS. Right now it's 17 FPS, and I believe it's gonna bring us to 16 FPS. Yep, 16, 15. Yeah, so I was right. The ambient occlusion consumes exactly 10%. Because, and it's not only in this game, Counter-Strike 2 PC game, but also in a lot of games that I tested. Ambient occlusion on this particular video card, which is the Nvidia Titan RTX video card, or in average on Nvidia Turing GPU architecture, it consumes through those classes, because it's classes that build in into the API of DirectX 11 API. It consumes about 10%. That's what I learned throughout all kind of different game engines and throughout all kind of different games. Keep that in mind. 10% exactly on Turing GPU architecture. It can be lowered when it comes to the newer GPU architecture by Nvidia, such as Nvidia Ampere GPU architecture, or even the newest GPU architecture in 2024, which is the Nvidia Ada GPU architecture that powering the RTX 40 series video cards, and Nvidia Ada GPU architecture powering the GeForce RTX 4090 video card, which is GeForce RTX 4090 video card, which is the flagship video card right now as a gamer's video card in 2024. Only the faster video card will be Quadro RTX 6000 Ada. They're going to have 10% more CUDA cores than Nvidia RTX 4090 video card, and pretty much that's going to be that hidden Titan RTX Ada that is a flagship of the RTX 4090 video card. But I believe the United States government told the Nvidia do not release the new Titan as for the gamers, because you know, it's too fast, and you can not only use that Titan for the games, but you can use that Titan for the do some artificial intelligence computing, and they just block the quadras for the Russia, and they block the quadras for the China through the economic sanctions. And I believe that was the reason why Nvidia never produced the Titan Ada. Okay, because they were kind of about to release that, and some people even were seeing it in the drivers, but just right after Nvidia stopped sales of the Nvidia Quadra, I believe the United States government told them, look, we're gonna place some sanctions on the China and Russia, so do not release the gamer video card as Titan, because pretty much the Titan video card is equal in terms of the GPU as Quadras flagships. That Quadra RTX 6000 Ada is cost $10,000, guys, and it's not featuring 24 gigabyte of video RAM as RTX 4090 video card, but it's featuring 48 gigabyte of GDDR6 at 1 terabyte per second bandwidth, 1000 gigabytes per second bandwidth, imagine, and it's featuring 10% more CUDA cores than RTX 4090 video card, so it's going to be featuring 10% more performance, just like Titan RTX featuring 10% more performance than Nvidia RTX 2080 Ti video card. Okay, so that is actually is hidden Titan ADA, but Nvidia is not going to release it, so too bad. Guys, support me. If you know Nvidia bosses, if you're working for Nvidia, let them know if they can donate me single or two. I would appreciate two Quadro RTX 6000 EDA for my 16K UHD video resolution lab work. I would really appreciate, because as you can see, I don't have money for 20,000 just to spend for two Quadros RTX 6000 EDA, but I really need that ADA to the maximum GPU without any carded version, just like they're using in RTX 4090 video cards, and the full amount of the 48 gigabyte of video RAM is required for me. As you can see, I can benefit while doing the benchmarks in 16K UHD video resolution. So please let them know if you know somebody at Nvidia, if they can write me an email, and if they can support me and donate me even a single Quadro RTX 6000 EDA. But I would really appreciate Quadro RTX 6000 EDA, two of those video cards. Guys, it's going to be just mind-blowing, and what I'm going to show you over the UHDking is going to be just like Elon Musk, like flying the rockets right now. I'm going to show you something like that, because I'm about to build the 14 gen, 12 gen and 14 gen of the new Mozilla PC systems, which will be Mozilla PC version 5.5. It's going to be based on Intel 12 gen processor, which is Intel 12900K, and as well as Mozilla PC version 6, which will be built on the Intel 14 gen, which is 14900K i9 processor. And but you know, maximum what can put in and afford the RTX 4090 video card. If somebody knows the Nvidia people, please let them know. I would really appreciate even a single Quadro RTX 6000 EDA, because as you can see, I have a potential to release the potential performance of that video card and demonstrate it to the world. Not like one of those copycats that doing the 1080p benchmarks while wasting their 10 or 20% of the Nvidia ADA GPU capabilities of the RTX 4090 video card. I'm going to utilize every single CUDA core. Please support me, guys, if you don't know the Nvidia people, by smashing that like button, subscribe, and visit my sponsors. That's it, guys. We are done here. We tested everything, so 16 versus 17 FPS, exactly as I told you, under the ambient occlusion, 10% utilization. We lowered versus without the ambient occlusion. We got it, guys. So this was tested, as again, by UHDking. Oh my God, is it frozen? Was at the same time mouse input was like not responding. Hopefully it's still recording. I can see that little, look at this, right there. Right there, we see where's my mouse cursor, right there, that little icon, just so little. And let me close it, guys, and show you indeed for those naysayers. First of all, what we're gonna do, just because I launched for the last time construct through the Nvidia GeForce Experience, as you saw, I smashed that launch button instead of details button. Let me bring the details button, and let me zoom out a little bit. This is zoom 1600%, is crazy. And just to show you, see that? It's updated everything what I did automatically on the fly. Let me zoom in for you. For those that watching on 4K HD, see that? Yeah, when you're gonna have something like that, that means, guys, that you are running, and it doesn't say the GSR or GSL legacy by the resolution, that Nvidia driver think that I'm running native, including the Windows 10 professional operating system. But as again, I modified or hacked it in real time through the system RAM debugger tool. I learned it as while I was learning my first language in 2007, Visual Basic 6 of the Microsoft language. And for those that learned the first time C++, you're gonna know exactly how to do it. There is a tool that was supplied in Visual Studio 6. It was called System RAM Debugger tool, or you can download any. There is a lot of open sources where you can do it, but if you're not a programmer, you're not gonna know exactly what you're doing. So it's a lot of time, money, energy is invested as a system engineer, software developer, gamer, PC overclocker, PC hardware enthusiast. A lot of knowledge I put as 3D animator, graphics designer into my videos. So all what I'm asking for you, I'm inviting you to subscribe, be nice, smash that like button, support me, guys. Please watch my ads. I'm going to collect that money. I'm going to invest back into you, and we're going to continue this tradition. All right, thank you so much for watching. But before I will let you go, first thing what I'm gonna do, first thing, oh my god, this is the ADA open, look how small it is. First thing what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna do, I gave away a lot of licenses, guys, for the ADA. So if you want, go ahead and smash that like button. Let me look at this. This is so, I just want to demonstrate for you real quick. Let me zoom in. I want to demonstrate for you real quick, indeed, that that we are running, guys. Let me show you the CPU first of all. For those naysayers, the fastest scenario for this CPU is to run it, and it's under the motherboard, to run it all the cores without lowering itself at the multiplier, 51 multiplier, never lowered itself down. See that? But let me demonstrate for you that DirectX is running, which is the commercial API by Microsoft. It's running indeed 16K video resolution, and the maximum resolution is supported. It's pulling the maximum resolution is supported right now under the EDA 64 application, 16K video resolution, but it's 1000 pixel more that I was running, that is capable to support in width, height, and depth, which is XYZ, which is 16,384 pixels. See that? By 16,384 pixels. As again, 16K video resolution is the maximum 3D real-time rendering resolution, no matter what kind of open source or commercial API that you're using. This is the Microsoft DirectX 11 API. Same story will be with DirectX 12 API. The reason why I'm saying DirectX 11 API 11.1, because I'm running Windows 10 professional operating system, and my native desktop resolution while it's running Windows 10 professional operating system is running DirectX 11 API. If you're going to run Windows 11, it's going to utilize under the desktop natively DirectX 12 API. So it's pulling through the drivers, the variables, maximum value supported. I know this as a software developer, all right? So you can trust this value, just pulling from the DLL of the DirectX 11 API. And same thing will be for DirectX 12 API. The difference will be DirectX 12 API can utilize AM GPU, multiple GPUs, but every single thing same as DirectX 11.1 API. All right, and under the display, let me show you. Let me open up the Vulkan OpenGL and show you some OpenGL, open source commercial APIs, 16K video resolution XYZ, width, height, and depth, 16,384 by 16,384 by 16,384, the maximum supported resolution. Even if my resolution right now as my desktop is set to 15,380, right? But this is the maximum. By 1,000 pixels more we can push it, but it's not going to be as UHD. It's not going to be aspect ratio 16K UHD. It's going to be 16K video resolution, but not UHD. It's kind of weird though. But 32,000 pixels can be supported as 2D application. But if you're a good developer, you can write your own classes on that API, and you can create your own 3D canvas, kind of emulating the 3D surface, 3D canvas, 3D world. But as again, it's not going to be as natively, trust me, because even CUDA, Nvidia engineers will do it. Even under the CUDA maximum 3D rendering real-time capabilities is 16,384 pixels. All right, so this is the OpenGL, right? Yep. and OpenGL properties, and let me show it to you. GPU. This is GPU. 1 second, what's going on here? How, okay, 1 second, guys. How can I scroll it down? It just stick there. Somehow it's stuck there, but I show you the OpenGL. Let me show you the Vulkan. This is the Vulkan, check it out. Under the Vulkan, 16,384 pixels by 16,384 pixels by 16,384 pixels. And guys, I'm about to sell the Titan RTXs, keep that in mind, but this is what it is. So in 3D Surface, 3D Canvas, 3D Vault, as again, under different type of open source or commercial API, it's called differently, but this is the key, 32,768 S2D, all right? As I already explained to you, this is under the Vulkan, and same thing under the Mantla, and same thing under the Apple Metal APIs, okay? And OpenCL will demonstrate the same deal. Let me show you, if I can show you OpenCL. Come on, just stuck here, and so this is information about the Titan RTX 4680. 4608 CUDA cores version 6.5, which is Turing GPU architecture CUDA cores, okay, for those who's curious. And as you can see, it's running 767 gigabytes per second bandwidth when it's overclocked on the video RAM, and effective clock is also registered as 16,380 megahertz, exactly as I'm putting. So internal frequency divided by 8, which will be over 8,000 megahertz, but because GDDR6 you gotta multiply it by 2. Some people doesn't understand that, so this is another important factor, because people saying, oh, Titan RTX running video RAM as 7,000 frequency. Yes, it is, but it's internal frequency. But effective clock you gotta multiply it by 2, so from stock it's 14,000 megahertz, but just because our overclock additionally is 16,380 megahertz. Even the EDA64 showing that, so I'm correct. All right, guys, 6 megabyte level second cache. ADA GPU architecture has 92 or 96 megabytes. It's just unbelievable level second cache. The Nvidia GPU, such as Turing GPU architecture, Ampere GPU architecture, and ADA GPU architecture only have level 1 cache that is not shared, and then level second cache that is shared. Okay, this is shared on all the Nvidia CUDA cores, and in our case, total CUDA cores 4,608 CUDA cores. Check it out, the Tensor cores, which is the AI, artificial AI accelerating Tensor cores, 576. So why the big deal to show the Nvidia first generation RTX video cards? Because the Nvidia first generation video cards was the first gamers video cards that supported the AI accelerator, the artificial intelligence accelerator hardware. Okay, so that's why it's big deal, as well as it was big deal when Nvidia switched to GeForce 8000 series video cards back in 2007. So this is another milestone until the Nvidia will stop with the RTX video cards and will deliver a new technology, which is very important, because the Tensor cores, this would do the artificial intelligence, and in the future we're going to see a lot of artificial intelligence through the games. But right now in 2024, you can use this artificial intelligence as same capabilities in the NVIDIA Quadra. This is why it's big deal. So I just explained to you in a few words. All right, guys, let me try to put it down. Come on, please. Somehow it's stuck here and I cannot, there's nothing what I can do. How to lower it? Come on. Oh, you know what? I can lower it like this. Check it out. To bring it to, somehow it's stuck, guys. I'm not sure why it's stuck. I need to close the application and reopen it, look like, and I cannot switch it to a next. I just want to show you that OpenCL and CUDA, its live status disabled because the secondary video card is removed to avoid any hot air pocket. Alright, maybe, no, I cannot, guys, something is going on. I cannot even maxed out. I cannot. I gotta go to 8K video resolution and adjust it. But anyways, you saw every single information that you need to know before I will let you go, because this is the world record of 16K video resolution in Counter-Strike 2 PC game or in CS2 PC game. I have a giveaway to you as a guys tradition. Okay, as a tradition, and here it is. Oops, almost closed it. Here it is, guys. Let me zoom in for you. Oops, zoom out. This is 1600%, but look how sharp everything is. This is to the first activator, guys. This is to the first activator, okay? For those who's thinking this is a screenshot, this is the real deal right here. See that? To the first activator, let me actually bring the Titan RTX to stock as again, and keep your eye, before I'm going to show it to you, keep your eye at this value, pixel fill rate, tactile fill rate as again, and bandwidth. Those value increase, so the Titan RTX right now is running a little bit faster than RTX 3080 video card. But usually Titan RTX is a hair slower than RTX 3080 video card. Due that it has this default values by the Nvidia manufacturer, so we increase that, alright, to the overclock. But do not miss my Titan RTX overclocking tutorial, or RTX 2080 Ti overclocking tutorial, or Intel Core i9-9900K overclocking tutorial, or how to overclock this Corsair DDR4 5000 MHz CL18, which is the most expensive DDR4 memory by the Corsair. If you own it, how to bring it to the best value. It's going to be tutorials, the best possible, including all kind of different future hardware available over the UHDking.com. Support me, guys. It's going to be best overclocking tutorial for the i9-9900K. Anyways, this is to the first activator, as again, as a tradition, as a world record in Counter-Strike 2 PC game running in 16K UHD video resolution. This is the key under the Steam prepaid for you. This is going to be the Metro 2033 classic game. Guys, you cannot buy this game any longer. People are selling this game on eBay for $100 because it has those collectible cards for those collectors of Steam games. And yeah, to the first activator, please let me know who you are so people will stop activating that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. My name is UHDking, aka I play 4K, aka I play 8K, aka I play 16K. And throughout this video you learn why UHDking, why I play 16K, and the boss of 15,360 pixels by 8,640 pixels.com or 8640p.com. Why? Let me open up the Windows thing. Why? Let me show it to you again. Why? As a reminder, this is why. Let me zoom in a little bit further. 15,360 by 8640 through the Nvidia desktop. Very crucial why you're doing this 16K UHD benchmarks, to set it like that at 100%. But you can do 800% or whatever percentage is available under your desktop. Some games will not reflect it, some will. So I'm advising you to set 100% scale. Alright? Thank you so much for watching. Have a good morning, good day, good afternoon. Till the next time. Peace! Ultimate Dominator.